The Klausenburg Rebbe, alav shalom, in a shiur that he made in 1975, 50 years ago or so, he said in this shiur, and this was documented and recently reported, he said, he is the one that I've spoken to you guys about in the past, one of the great tzaddikim that lived in the last 100 years, saw his entire family massacred by the Nazis, by Hitler, his wife, his 10 kids. But despite all of that, he survived it and thrived as a result and built the Tzanz Chassidut, one of the best Chassiduts today. They have a huge community, Baruch Hashem, here in Israel, in Netanya, and in other places around the world. And Baruch Hashem, it's not just size as far as numbers, but they have, Baruch Hashem, an extraordinary amount of dedication to the Torah, where you see the way that they're teaching their kids how much Torah they know. Little kids know 200, 300, 400 pages of Gemara by heart. By heart. Average student, even teenager, and most yeshivot may not even know one page of Gemara by heart. They have literally little kids knowing 200, 300 pages of Gemara by heart. It's unbelievable. This is the Klausenburg Rebbe's baby. That's how he taught. That's the byproduct of his holiness. And 50 years ago, he said in a shiur that the Ishmaelim are much bigger, according to our Masoret. The Ishmaelim are much bigger Reshaim than Hitler himself. Because they're according to our tradition, from the Zohar Kadosh, in Parashat Shmot, the Ishmaelim come from the Klippa of the Chamor, who has greater level of impurity, greater level of Tum'ah, than the Klippa of the Kelev. And one of the things that we saw this actually come to life is actually during the Holocaust, says the Klausenburg Rebbe, where the Mufti, Yimach Shimo v'Zichro, he's the one that went to visit Hitler in 1941 and gave him the idea to destroy the Jews with the gas chambers. And the Klausenburg Rebbe says that after the war ended, they put the Jews in different DP camps. And he says that he himself saw with his own eyes in the DP camp that he was in Feldefing, the Arab names and letters inside the closets, in the barracks, because that's where many Arabs lived during the war, because they were training the Nazis of how to kill Jewish people. And he says that you have to understand that the hatred of the Ishmaelim to the Jews is very different than the hatred of others. Because the hatred of the Ishmaelim towards the Jews is specifically because of the Torah. And therefore, they schedule all of their massacres, their murders, their attacks on the Jewish people, dafka on Yamim Tovim, on Shabbat, on Rosh Hashanah, on Yom Kippur, on Simchat Torah, on Purim. That's when their attacks are. Because their Tum'ah cannot tolerate the Kedusha of Am Yisrael. And all of this began with what I mentioned to you guys a week and a half ago, with the evil, conniving serpent who was jealous of Adam HaRishon. And therefore, says the Klausenburg Rebbe, the closer we get to Mashiach, the greater the hatred from the Sitra Achra that's Ishmael.